Hi guys, my name's Rebecca and I wanted to record this little video just to tell you about my journey with Emma since I started Kickstarter. Now, Emma doesn't even know I'm recording this video, so she's not told me what to say, she's not asked me to record it. I've done it completely off my own back because I know that there'll be a lot of people that are sitting on the fence like I was before I started Kickstarter. And I just want to tell you about my journey so that hopefully it might help some of you get off the fence and onto Kickstarter because it really is fabulous. When I first joined Kickstarter, I joined with the idea that I wanted to lose some weight, and I'm still working towards those weight loss goals. But what actually has happened is I've gained so much. And I remember before I joined Kickstarter, I watched a live that Emma did. And she said, I've lost 6.5 stone, but I've gained so much more than I lost. And at the time, I thought, what? But it's so true. It really is. I have always been quite an anxious person, um, to the point that I take medication for anxiety. I also have had some CBT to try and help me deal with it. And it's been something that has always been there in the background for about 7 years of my life. And I've been very up and down with it. I've come off the medication, back on the medication. I've had a couple of rounds of the CBT. And it was something that I just thought I was always going to have to live with. And I used to, I'd say things like, "Oh, but I can't do that because of my anxiety," or "Oh, well, no, that's not for me. I'm too anxious to do that," or "I'll get overwhelmed by it." And I really would hide behind my own stories that I told myself. So when I joined Kickstarter, I wasn't really in a very good place. It was April, we were in lockdown. My husband was furloughed at the time, so I was doing fairly well, but he went back to work right at the beginning of Kickstarter, and I just had this massive meltdown. And I remember posting in the Kickstarter group one day and saying, like, I'm really struggling, I can't stay on top of things. And I said, I don't really know why I'm telling you, I just need to get it off my chest. And Emma messaged me and we talked about it, and she gave me some tips on things that I could do to help me along my way. And from that day, things have just got better and better. So that was early May, and we're now early July. If you'd have told me 2 months ago that I'd be doing all the things that I am doing now in my life and in my business, I would have told you the stories that I've told myself for a long time. I can't do that because I'll get overwhelmed, I'll get anxious, it'll be too much for me. But now those thoughts never even enter my head. I'm faced with a challenge and I just go, yeah, I can do that. And I do it and I'm calm about it. I can't remember the last time I overthought about anything. I just get on with it. And I've started cutting down my anxiety medication because I'm feeling so good, and I've learned how to adjust my mindset and how to deal with every day. I say to Emma all the time that she is better than therapy. And I say that to people when I'm talking about Emma. And she really is. Like, I've had 2 rounds of CBT and I've sat there thinking, this isn't for me. I don't really know why I'm doing it. I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to be there. But Emma managed to change my mindset without me even knowing she was doing it. And that is just crazy because it just crept up on me. I didn't see it happening. And then one day I was like, I'm dealing with the world. What's happening? Like, I'm getting on with it. And more to the point, I was loving it. I was enjoying it. I found pleasure in everyday things. It's made me happier as a parent and as a wife. I find more time for me. I probably work less than I've ever done, but I'm achieving better results than I've ever done. And that is just amazing. I've found that work-life balance that I've been seeking for ever since I became self-employed, really. So through Kickstarter and the changes that I made in my mindset, I have now been able to make some changes in my business. I've started working with Emma on my business, and magical things are happening. I've only been working with Emma on my business for about a month, but the work that she's done with me is just fantastic. She can see the potential in you and your business when perhaps you can't see the wood for the trees. And she has helped me so much. She steered me in the right direction and got me to a point where tonight I'm actually going to be delivering a live class to a group of 670 people. If you'd have said to me a month ago, you're going to deliver a class to 670 people, I'd say, how on earth am I going to get 670 people on that class? And I remember on the day that we launched the class, and Emma said, right, what are you betting? How many are you going to get booked on? I was like, oh, I don't know. And she set my first target as 50. I smashed that target in 15 minutes of it going live. And I was like, wow, what has just happened? And then since then, we've kept increasing that target. And every time Emma's increased my target, I've been like, yeah, I can do this. Whereas, a couple of months ago, that just wouldn't have seemed achievable to me, either in terms of how I was doing my work or just my own mindset. I'd have just got in my own way and said, do you know what, I can't do this, to the point that I probably wouldn't have even tried because I'd have already convinced myself that it wasn't going to happen. So if you are on the fence at all about Kickstarter, then what I would say is go for it, because it isn't a weight loss program. It is all about bringing out the best in you and finding the person that you are inside what might feel like a bit of an empty shell. I felt like I was a passenger in my own life, but now I am in the driving seat and I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm so excited for what the future holds in life and in business. And I honestly don't think I'd have been there if it wasn't for Emma and her Kickstarter program. I've I've absolutely loved it. And it's honestly been the best 100 quid I've ever spent, because the results that I've had out of it are absolutely priceless. So I just wanted you to hear that straight from the horse's mouth. And I really hope that that helps you. Bye.